All right, this next example has 4 terms. The only way we can deal with 4 terms is to group them. So 9x cubed plus 12x squared has a common factor of 3x squared. So I have 3x plus 4. 36x plus 48 has a common factor of 12 in it. And that leaves 3x plus 4. We love it when it works out that way because now I have common factor, common factor. When you pull that number, remember those quantities act like single numbers, and you divide it out, that leaves me with 3x squared plus 12. Now, 3x squared plus 12 has a common factor of 3 in it. And when I pull that out, that leaves me with x squared plus 4. And that is my final answer. Now, when I look at this example down here, it looks very scary because there's y's and there's x's and there's negatives. And when I look at it, I see common factors. I see a negative as a common factor. The only time I really take a negative out is when the first term is negative. But 6, 20, and 12 all have a common factor of 2. I'm going to take a negative 2 out of each of the coefficients. I'm going to check my variables too. Y cubed, y cubed, y squared. That has a common factor of y squared in it. X squared, x, oh, no x's. I cannot take any of them out. So now I'm going to start my division. Remember, when I take a greatest common factor out, it's undoing the distributive property. Negative 6y cubed x squared divided by negative 2y squared leaves me 3yx squared. Negative 20y cubed x divided by negative 2y squared leaves me positive 10yx. And negative 12y squared divided by negative 2y squared leaves me positive 6. I take one look at this. There are no common factors or ways to combine, and so this is my final answer. Our last example looks like a common factor example. I see a common factor of 10, and I see a common factor of x in both of them. And when I take 10x squared and divide it by 10x, I'm left with x. And when I take 60xy and I divide it by 10x, I'm left with minus 6y. That cannot be simplified, and so that is the final answer. Do your best with the homework, and we'll see you in class.